Okay, so for this video, I wanted to talk about K-pop YouTube and K-pop shorts channels and how you need to have basic information before making a video or a short or starting a shorts channel or make starting a K-tube channel. Like a lot of the times I've seen K-tubers and K-pop shorts channels spread misinformation around because they didn't do research on Nobu K-pop groups and the Nobu side of K-pop, and then they spread so much of misinformation. Like I talked about how this K-pop shorts channel made a well-known short that is called the Rare Concepts in K-pop, and they added cute concepts in the rare concepts in K-pop, and so many people in the comments were talking about the cute concepts and how they don't see it as much or something like that, and it really made me so mad because I made a debunking video on the cute concepts in K-pop, how it is not dying, and I've seen so many Nubu girl groups from 2016 all the way up to 2021 releasing cute concepted songs, be it the same girl group or different girl groups. And I made a whole video about it, which proves to me that cute concepts are not dying and are still thriving. And even in 2022, there have been 1 2 girl groups to debut in the cute concept or a fun upbeat concept that could come off as a cute concept. And yet, this K-pop shorts channel did no research and only added popular well-known groups and only looked at popular well-known groups. I mean, that's why they believe that cute concepts are dying. They never really did any research, went on K-pop wiki to look at the different debuts from each year to see the different groups. They never did proper research. They probably just made this short for views because they believe that cute concepts are dying. How can K-pop shorts channels and K-tubers not do any research before making videos, and how can they spread misinformation so easily when they go like cute concepts are dying, but they don't really question whether cute concepts are dying or no. Like so many K-tubers I've seen say boy groups suck because of the fact that they release noise music or dark music when they didn't even do any research on boy groups. Like I was making a debunking video, and in this debunking video, I was going to debunk the fact that boy groups actually do release good music, and I was going to share with you every single boy group that I discovered from the Nubu side. I was going to share with you their B-sides or the title tracks that are aesthetically pleasing, fun upbeat, ballady or chill songs, basically songs that don't fall under noise or dark music. And I was going to share with you, but since I added every single song from those categories: ballad, chills, aesthetically pleasing, fun, upbeat music. My video was actually really long, and editing it would have taken some days, and it was taking up so much storage on my phone that I had to delete the idea and do a shorter version where I would just share one song from each boy group rather than every song from that boy group. And this proves to me and to many people that boy groups actually do release good music. If the songs that I downloaded were taking up space on my phone, be it title tracks or B-sides, and was actually, making the storage on my phone low, then that should prove to you that boy groups are actually releasing good music, and y'all just never did any research on boy groups, and y'all are looking at bigger, popular, well-known boy groups and local boy groups that are on K-pop stands radar and actually known, and that's why y'all believe that boy groups release bad music because y'all never did any fucking research. Y'all only looked at one side of K-pop. Y'all only look at one side of K-pop, and then y'all fucking believe in this rubbish misinformation, and it really makes me so mad. And the worst part is, besides me, if I never existed, these misinformation like cute concepts are dying, fourth generation like vocals, boy groups are bad, boy groups suck, fourth generation isn't that good, K-pop is boring, or bring back sexy concepts or stuff like these, where people need to do proper research on them. If I never existed to make, if my channel never existed and I never did these debunking videos, nobody besides me would have made these videos, because besides me, I'm seeing nobody actually debunk claims like these and actually sharing logo songs and stuff to prove to you that whatever y'all say isn't true. Besides me, I've seen nobody do it because a lot of K-tubers and K-pop shorts channels are spreading misinformation by saying all this rubbish and saying all this bloody shit when they are not doing any fucking research. Like, I actually spend my time in doing proper research so that I can give to y'all quality content while actually debunking these dumb claims so that I can prove to y'all that, whatever y'all say is dumb. Fourth generation cannot lack vocals because y'all never did any research. Y'all looked at popular, well-known, and noble groups from bigger companies on K-pop stands radar. That's why y'all believe fourth generation lack vocals. Sure, fourth generation might not have as many amazing vocalists as other generations have or had, but that doesn't mean that they lack vocals. Y'all cannot say cute concepts are dying if y'all never did any research. Y'all cannot say boy groups suck if you never did any research. Nothing can be lacking, dying, or less in K-pop unless you actually do research on popular groups, Nugu groups, and underrated groups from Nugu companies, or basically the whole of the K-pop industry or the generation, to know if it's actually dying, lacking, or less in K-pop. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is when K-pop stands, they make videos or shorts and they talk about the whole K-pop industry or the whole generation, but they're not actually talking about the whole industry or the whole generation. Like if K-pop stands are talking about the fourth generation or the third generation, why do they only mention bigger, popular, well-known groups and forget about the newer groups to exist? If you're not talking about the third generation, don't only talk about Dreamcatcher, 17, BTS, Blackpink, Red Velvet, Twice, Mamamoo, etc. Don't only talk about these groups. Talk about Hey Miss. Um, uh, talk about Hey Miss. Talk about Hey Girls. Talk about Hi Cutie. Talk about We Girls. No, We Girls is fourth generation. Talk about different Yugo groups that are boy groups and girl groups from the third generation as well. Don't only talk about bigger, popular, well-known groups. If you're talking about the fourth generation, don't only talk about ITZY, Le Sserafim, IVE, TXT, and Hypin, and many of these popular well-known groups. Don't only talk about them. Talk also about groups like We Girls, White Day, Maywish, Cherry on Top, Girl Kind, Neon Punch, Zum, Busy Boys, A Week, and plenty of other boy groups and girl groups that debuted in the fourth generation. Why do you talk about a whole generation but fail to mention Nugu groups and fail to talk about Nugu groups when you all are talking about a whole fucking generation? How is it so stupid of you to talk about a whole generation or talk about the whole K-pop industry when you're only talking about bigger, well-known, popular groups? How does that make the whole K-pop industry, and how does that make the whole generation when y'all are literally only talking about one fucking small side of K-pop? It's so fucking annoying to see K-pop stans do this. Like y'all are literally talking about the whole generation, so talk about the whole generation. I know it's hard to talk about the whole industry. I know it's hard to talk about the whole generation, but at least add enough popular groups and Nugu groups, or add enough popular groups and Nugu groups and talking about the whole generation or the whole of the K-pop industry, so that you can come off as someone who at least is knowledgeable on logo groups as well as popular groups. Why are you only fucking talking about one small side of K-pop and forgetting about the noble groups that exist? If you are talking about the whole K-pop industry, don't only talk about 21, Wonder Girls, Girls' Generation, FX, NCT, BTS, Blackpink, Twice, Red Velvet, 17, EXO, etc. Talk about Hey Girls, Hey Miss, We Girls, White Day, Cherry on Top, Hi Cutie, Hashtag, Busy Boys, A Week, We in the Zone, Limitless, and plenty of other Nugu boy groups and girl groups that debuted in the K-pop industry. Why are you only talking about the bigger well-known side when Nugu groups exist too and they also make up K-pop? The whole entire K-pop industry and the whole entire generation doesn't revolve only around bigger well-known groups, but they revolve around the Nugu underrated side as well. So talk about them. Stop being such a dumbass and making K-pop shorts and K-tube videos where you're literally spreading misinformation because you're only looking at one fucking side of K-pop. You're not doing any fucking research. You're not doing your half-assed research, and then you'll call yourself K-tubers and K-pop shorts channels and you'll spread this misinformation opinions. Boy groups do not fucking suck. You as a K-tuber suck because you never did any fucking research. I'm sorry if I'm coming off as harsh in this video, but I have to get my point across. Like literally, when I saw K-pop shorts channels making the last remaining third generation girl groups, basically they were talking about girl groups that debuted in the third gen, still promote and they still make music, or they still do things in the fourth generation and are not disbanded. I've seen K-pop shorts channels make this but only talk about popular well-known groups like Lebanon, Blackpink, Twice, Red Velvet, Dreamcatcher, etc., and groups like these, failing to add groups like Hey Girls, Hashtag, Hi Cutie, Chic Angel, Pocket Girls, etc., who are noble girl groups that debuted in the third generation but still promote. And even though one, two of these girl groups don't release music, they still upload pictures to Instagram and stuff, which proves that they still promote and they're still groups. Like recently, I discovered a group named Rose Queen that debuted as a K-pop group officially. They're a dance team, but officially in 2017 they released a song marking themselves as K-pop groups in the K-pop industry, and they still promote and they debuted in the third generation, I believe in 2017. So this shows to me that another girl group still promotes in the fourth generation when they debuted in the third generation. They are like about 4 to 5 groups that debuted as noble groups in the third generation and still promote, yet these K-pop shorts channels never added them in their shorts and only added popular well-known groups. It shows that they did half-assed research and never really looked at the Nobu side to see if there any groups were there that actually promoted, that actually debuted in the third generation but still promote. Like, I'm so mad at K-pop stans. It's so fucking annoying to see K-pop stans spread so much of misinformation around because they never want to do any hard research. Like when I make debunking videos, I make it a point to add as many groups as possible and to get my point across, but not spread misinformation by actually sharing my point in the most proper way and in the most informed way possible by doing research. And how I do research is that I look at K-pop debuts from each year and go to K-pop wiki and then look at the different groups that I've never heard of before. Maybe they're brand new to me, or even groups that I've heard of, and look at the different songs to see if it matches the video that I'm making on. I made a video on, you know, the sexy concept in K-pop. I made a video on boy groups are not bad. I made a video on cute concepts are not bad. So for these three videos, I did research. I checked if the girl groups that I added in the sexy concepted video, if the songs were sexy enough for the video. For the cute concepted video, I added girl groups releasing cute concepted songs, and I added songs that I felt cute, that were cute to me, be it from girl groups with adult members or girl groups that are kid groups. Then for the boy groups video, I checked on K-pop wiki for different boy groups for songs that are actually not noise and are actually good. So I actually did proper hardcore research, and I spent my time making the video and I did so much of research, yet y'all as K-pop stans will not do proper research and y'all will spread misinformation. Y'all will never want to see if cute concepts are actually dying. Y'all would actually just want to say cute concepts are dying. Y'all would rather take the shortcut and upload videos like cute concepts are dying, here's why, rather than actually getting the truth across. Cute concepts are not fucking dying. Y'all are the ones who are actually spreading the misinformation and getting K-pop stans to believe you when it's not actually true. Y'all would rather spread the misinformation around that boy groups are bad instead of doing your research. Why do y'all not want to do any research? Why are y'all K-tubers and K-pop shorts channels when y'all don't even want to do the proper research and the necessary research to make your videos honest? Like I've seen a lot of K-tubers say boy groups are bad, and those K-tubers literally need to stop making videos if they're going to continue spreading misinformation without doing research. In all honesty, if y'all are K-tubers who spread misinformation and never do research, y'all should literally delete your channels. I'm sorry. I know I'm coming off as rude and I'm coming off as annoying and I'm coming off as mean and harsh, but if y'all are not going to spread the reality of things, then y'all should stop making videos because y'all are literally not doing proper research. K-tubers who don't look at the noble side of K-pop and only look at one side of K-pop and then spread misinformation around shouldn't be called K-tubers. Even K-pop shorts channels, who do the same, they shouldn't be called K-pop shorts channels, and they should delete their channels. No matter what subscribers they have, they should stop making videos or delete their channels. I'm not trying to force you to stand movie groups or listen to them. I'm just telling you to look at them because what y'all are doing is spreading misinformation because y'all are not looking at them. I'm just telling you to look at them so that whatever point y'all are getting across is honest and true and not misinformation. But sadly, a lot of K-tubers and K-pop shorts channels don't want to do that and they want to spread misinformation. So, in all honesty, stop making videos if y'all are going to continue spreading misinformation because y'all are really getting on my nerves right now. And even though debunking videos are getting me, a lot of video ideas to debunk them, just want K-pop stans to stop spreading misinformation around because these noble groups are not getting anywhere in the videos because y'all are spreading the misinformation because y'all never want to do research. Stop spreading misinformation, do research, otherwise stop making videos because it's getting out of hand.